So, as promised, let me show you some of the things that happened from the ice storm that we had. This is, this is really, some would consider that major maybe. That's a pretty good limb. That's 10 inches in diameter toward the top there. But it's laying on a fence that has already been damaged pretty heavily by another limb that fell off, and I just hadn't fixed the fence because that tree is dying, and if I fix it, I'm just going to have to fix it again. So it's it's not a big deal. This one, I should be able to come in from this side, grab it with my grapple, and take it over to that burn pile right there. It's a pretty good sized burn pile I got going. So that I should be able to do that. May have to cut it right here, but I don't think so. I think I can go on the other side of the fence and just grab it right in there and pick it up off the fence. I'll do that here in a little while. So let me show you the big deal. So this is going in my front yard, and that is the big deal. So what it did when it fell, it did scratch this tree up quite a bit. Scratched the bark on that tree, and I can't remember. It looks like that tree is leaning just a little bit. I don't know. It's just kind of hard to tell if it damaged that tree as far as the root structure goes and has it leaning. It's very, very windy. I hope you can hear me pretty well. But I have taken out and cut down and taken out many a tree. So this is going to be my plan, and I've kind of studied it, and I believe it's going to work. What has happened, the tree obviously uprooted, and this side here of the tree was the heavy side of the tree. All the limbs on the other side of the tree had fallen off, so there was really no weight on this side of the tree. All the weight was on this side, so this is the way it fell. And you can see some massive limbs. That limb coming off the tree right there is 2 feet in diameter. Right there, it's probably 16 inches, 14 to 16 inches. As far as I can tell, it is touching the fence, but is not on the fence. It's just laying here on these limbs. 2 limbs are supporting the tree from falling down and taking down my fence. Now, I can build a fence if it did take it out, or if it does take it out during the process. I don't want it to, because I don't really want to rebuild a fence, but if it does, it does, and I'll fix it. But here's my plan. I can't take out that limb because it's holding the tree up. So I can't take it out right away. That has to be one of the last things done. But I can come in here, I can get all this stuff out. I can start hacking on this. If I could bring my tractor in here in the front yard, it would help matters. But if I bring my big 6,000-pound tractor in here, it's just going to cut some huge ruts in this front yard. And unless I just have to, I really don't want to do that. So my plan is to come in here with a pole saw and just start cutting it back. This top limb that's spreading out like this, trimming that out, taking some of the weight off of it, coming down here, cutting it off there, piecing it down to where it's not a heavy thing. I'll probably throw it over the fence right here, so I can come in here with the tractor and scoop it up for firewood and stuff, or for the burn pile, either one, the small stuff. And so that's going to be that limb. And then this limb, I don't think that limb is holding. It's kind of pushing on this tree, but I don't think it's holding up the tree. I believe what's holding up the tree is this limb, buried, dug into the ground, and that limb over there that is holding up the tree. So my thinking is I can take off this this top limb, which is a lot of weight. It's just hanging out there in the middle of nowhere. It's not supporting the tree. It's not keeping the tree from falling. Let me walk around the other side and show you. That limb right there is holding up the tree, and that limb right there is holding up the tree. Dug into the ground right there. That thing right there is dug in the ground, holding up the tree. So I can trim all this stuff off as high as I can reach, cut off some of that stuff up here, and be safe, I think, and just drop off some more of that weight. And it may be that it does fall take out the fence. I'm gonna make sure that none of us, me and my son-in-law, are not standing under it at any time, kind of like I am right now when we're cutting on it, you know, to make sure nobody gets hurt. But if it does fall, then it takes out the fence, and I just fix the fence. I don't know, you know, we'll see. I'm gonna try to set up the camera and do a little time lapse or something on it. But it's gonna be interesting. That'll be tomorrow probably, and I'll go ahead and put this up today. Something else I plan to do to keep it from falling on the fence, I'm gonna come in here with a 4x4, put a plate or something down here on the bottom, maybe if I can find a 2x12 or something like that for a base plate, because it's still a little soft. And then come up here with a 4x4 or something like that, a couple of them, and prop this tree up to where when I do start sawing off some of these limbs, it's, you know, it's not going to fall. Hopefully one or two 4x4s will hold it up. It's a huge tree. It was probably at least 50 feet tall probably. In its prime, probably a lot more than that. But there's probably, I mean, that trunk right there probably weighs, it's hollow, so it may not weigh it, but I would say it weighs 2,000 pounds easily. And then you got all this weight here on it too. Because the trunk is, it's close to 3 feet. You know, 32, 34, maybe 36 inches in diameter. And up here, that right there is probably 5 feet from there to there where it branches out. So it's a big tree. So I got to try to trim some stuff off, and I'll try to show it to you. All right, I think that's it. We're gonna try to get her done, and we'll try to show you us getting her done. All right, we're gone.